Hello and welcome to We Need to Talk. On today's episode, we're going to cover Tinder dating, part 2, with Nick Stewart. What about these girls that have like the height preferences? Like, only message me if you're like 6 foot or above.
That's fine. You send back, only message me if you're 200 and below. But,
that's fine. I don't care. Then at least I know not to message them. Like, not waste my time.
Now, would it be appropriate to say, don't message me if you're over 140 pounds? Is that appropriate?
That's what I'm saying. So if women can ask for height, can men ask for weight?
You can ask for whatever you want. It's your profile.
Okay.
You're going to limit yourself drastically.
Ooh, Julian, she's pretty cute. Let's see what she got. Competitive powerlifter. Ooh, just my kind of girl.
Ooh, can I see her?
Hold on one second. I'm trying to read this. I'm just going to see if she's binging on Netflix show. Oh, she didn't mention The Office.
Well, you know what that means.
Binging Netflix show is a talent of mine. Ooh.
Wait, that's a talent?
Yeah, dude. Look, dude, she's talented. Pepin's going to approve of the talented powerlifter here.
See, I think the powerlifting has got me interested.
The powerlifting is
dude,
talent.
This is Pepin approved right here. I guarantee you. Scroll through that
so
profile,
she's
Pepin.
blonde, she's got big tits,
dude, and
she lifts weights.
She's more muscular than Pepin. That's everything he wants.
That's everything Nate wants in a bed.
She's shooting a gun there. It's pretty cool.
Oh boy.
Oh, she got 2 dogs, both pit bulls.
It's getting wet.
See, the problem I have is she looks like she's like 45.
And way stronger than you. Fat meter. Oh, that's my kind of girl.
Like, doesn't this look like a bunch of 45-year-old women?
Oh, Lord. It looks like she did a little bit of work, and it's kind of sagging.
Yeah. I mean, in this picture, too, I mean...
This week on Let's Rate Women.
Well, I mean...
Doesn't look like she's in her 40s.
She's 29. It clearly says right there. They never lie about that.
I mean, it's fine. It's just not my preference. Like, you know...
Actually, it still gives me Austin women. These are not Mainers or New Hampshireites.
Oh, now it makes sense.
Yeah, it explains it.
It's all
Powerlifters.
It's all that sun damaging their skin. Okay, Nick, tell me about some dates.
So, Peppa was talking about the drunk thing. I had a girl. We matched up. She was pretty cute. She was 2 years older than me. I was like, sweet, sounds good. Went well. We decided to set up a date, so we did. And I remember I went over to her house, her apartment, and I walk in there. You know, things go, hey, how are you? How are you going? She, looks pretty close to her picture. She looks like she has a little more weight on there than the pictures. But I'm like, all right, she's still pretty cute. Still into this girl. Sit down in her place, has 2 dogs. We're talking, and she's like, oh, let me go get you a drink. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
Wait, when you say has 2 dogs, like she was just eating hot dogs?
Yep, she had 2 hot dogs preloaded, and bam, bam, right up in the old hot dog schnozzle.
We had 2 dogs, I don't
2
know.
fuzzy dogs
in the game.
Pet. One was old, one was not old. They were both covered in fleas, which is a little bit of a turnoff, but they're still cute and fuzzy. He got a flea bomb, don't worry. So she goes to mix us drinks, and she comes back with mason jars, like the big ones. They're probably like 20-ounce mason jars, and they were literally half full of Jim or Jack Daniels. It was whiskey. She had a whole gallon bottle of whiskey. She just pours us literally 6 shots in each drink, and then puts 1 ice cube in there. It's like, here you go, and she has one for herself
On the rock.
On the rock. The first this is in the first 10 minutes I've met the girl. She's given me 6 shots of whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah, so we sit down, whatever. We do some Netflix and talk and drink our whiskey. We start getting drunk, and she ends up drinking half of her whiskey thing. And I don't know why she decided this, but she was putting the whiskey glass on the leather couch with her instead of putting it on the table. And couches move; they're fluffy. And so, sure enough, she knocks that whiskey over. It goes all over me and all over the dog. So she apologized. Oh, I'm so sorry. She's drunk at this point. I'm drunk at this point. So clearly my pants are wet. So they came off. Can't be wearing dry, wet whiskey. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, it sounds pre-planned.
Oops, I spilled my whiskey all over your pants, Lunas.
Now we gotta shave the dog.
Well, you don't have pants on. So got laid that night. It was pretty fun. I was like, sweet. She was fun. She was very good in the bedroom, and all right, sweet. I'll see you again. It got weird towards the end though, because her roommate came home, and I think her roommate had feelings. I have a feeling they got drunk together one night and did the old dirty hide the sausage, and now he's just jealous of every guy that comes over. So it was weird when he showed up, and I was going
fridge issues are difficult with roommates. You really got to set those boundaries early in order to not run into issues of.
It was weird because he was definitely into her, but she wasn't into him. So it was a weird dynamic.
Oh, you're talking about sex.
What gave you that impression?
Well, I just knew that they had hooked up.
How?
I just think they got drunk because I was literally there for half an hour before we were both drunk and my pants were off. Like, I had a feeling she's been living with this dude for a year. Like, they've definitely fucked somewhere. And that's probably where he acquired these feelings. And she's like, no, it's just fun time. She actually didn't sound like that. She sounded like a normal girl, not a fry girl.
So did you see her again?
I did. We set up another date. And on the second date, she came over to... we went out somewhere. Went to I think it was New Year's. Yeah, we went to like some secret bar that was hidden behind a locked door or whatever. Got drunk again, went home. And then had a lovely fun time again. So we dated. We went out like 4 or 5 dates, but I noticed every time I hung out, she was always already drunk, or getting really drunk. And I was like, I like you, but like I don't like the fact that every time I hang out, you're trash. Like, I even talked to her about that. I was like, hey, maybe we can like not get drunk together, and that didn't happen.
How did she respond to that?
I mean, she responded positive. She's like, oh, that sounds good. You're gonna be a good influence to me. I think this might be good, or I'm gonna be a bad influence to you, kind of thing. And, so at first it sounds like, okay, cool, maybe we're going to cut back drinking. I think she had some inner demons and she drinks a lot, and I just roll up on that stop. So I was like, I'm going to bounce.
That's kind of a complicated situation because...
Yeah, she was a nice girl, but I just want to add all this baggage. Like, I don't know why you have these drinking problems, and maybe I should have gotten to know you better before I jumped out, but it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to take on this acquisition of why are you always drunk. Because one day we were coming back in an Uber, and she's literally stripping in the back of the Uber. And I'm literally having a conversation with the Uber driver to keep his mind off of looking in the back. So he's going like, oh yeah, how the Jets doing? I'm over there, on the back. I'm doing my thing back there. She's topless, like trying to do stuff. I'm like trying to keep her contained and keep him from looking back. Don't mind the half-naked drunk girl. She only had 4 shots of whiskey, I swear.
I think one thing that's tough with that sort of thing is it's hard to tame the sexual mind, because like you might be like, this is a kind of a bad option, but then you're like, oh, but maybe sex would be fun.
See, I could have had just that relationship. It could have been like we just always get drunk and fuck, but I don't know, I wasn't into that. Like, all about the old love making, but just something about showing up every time and she's already drunk or been going to be drinking. I don't know. Just didn't seem like a responsible. I like to look at women and like see where they're going in the future, like their aspirations. She just seemed like she was content with being, low wage, drink every single day, normal apartment. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to find a woman who's trying to like excel her life, like I'm trying to do the same with mine. So someone who drinks that much is kind of a turn off to me.
More long term.
See,
were you like that in college too? I'm trying to remember.
I wasn't a drinker in college.
We got you into smoking.
Yeah, see, that is correct. You two are the Super Smash Smoking Bros.
We didn't play Smash Brothers. We never played Smash Brothers.
I was trying to think of a cool title for the three of us. That's all I got. Yeah, no, so I didn't do a lot of drinking. We drank rarely. I mean, we did when we moved in together. We play drinking Mario Party, but that was a rare thing. We do maybe once or twice a month.
Steve, any dating stories? It seems like a no based off what we said so far.
So I got one girl's number, and I had been messaging a bunch of people just trying to get anybody to fucking respond. So apparently I had the worst pictures or the worst bio or something, because you guys sound like you had fucking smashing successes, and I got bots for literally a week straight. And then I finally got talking to one girl. And then somebody else I had messaged actually responded finally. It was 4 days later. And I got their Facebook account. So I had 2 girls I was actively talking to. So I deleted all the apps. And then I went out on a date with one of them.
Honorable man.
I went out on a date with one of them while the other one was I would message her back on Facebook. So she asked me to add her. I added her. And then she didn't add me back, but we talked on Facebook, and then I would message her and she would message back 3 days later, and I would message back instantly. You can see it says that they're online actively, and no response for days.
That feature.
For days at a time.
Okay, so you, number one, don't want the message back instantly.
Yeah, you don't want to be too desperate here.
I'm not playing games. I'm not. There's going to be nothing you can say that's going to change how I'm going to act.
So there's only one time you want to message back instantly, and that's if you're trying to make date plans. If you're making date plans, then you go back and forth like that. Plans are set. Okay, but if you message back instantly, it kind of shows desperation.
Okay, I disagree. I think that if I have time and right now I am prioritizing dating, there's no reason why I shouldn't message back. Especially if it takes her so long to respond. I'm trying to hold a conversation with somebody. I'm trying to do it on her time. And she just doesn't follow that thought process clearly, which is fine. Like,
so the reason
is
the reason why it's not going to work is because it is a game. Like, dating is a game. Like,
well, I'm not interested in playing then. I'll stay single for the rest of my life. Like, it's just not worth. It's not worth it.
That's it. We've discovered it. Steve's single for the rest of his life. That's it. No more games.
If it's either that or play head games, like I'm fucking 28 years old. It's not. I'm done. I'm not doing that shit.
Shooting dust.
I'm just not playing games. It's not. I don't have fucking time for that.
Well, it's like advertising, right? I mean, this guy.
It's not advertising, Nathan.
SEO.
It has nothing to do with the optimization of my search engine.
Well, here's the thing, Steve. You just need a couple more office quotes in your profiles.
That's a really good point. I should do that.
That's all you need. Just be like, looking for travel partner.
The
Want
other
someone to help me
girl-
quote the office. We should. That's what I need to do. I just need to like make the perfect profile. Just have only pictures of dogs and me, and then say I love watching The Office.
Your face on a dog watching The Office in the background.
Yes, White Claws and Trulies for life. Which are
Nailed
those
it.
seltzer drinks that all the ladies love. They're called Trulies, and there's like a White Claw. Or,
Oh, I had one of those the other night.
Ladies love those.
Oh, I got some in my fridge, actually.
Uh-oh. It's intervention time.
Well, we did all match on the old Thrinder.
That's fair.
Well, I got some lube.
Okay.
So, actually, do we need lube?
So I went out with this one girl.
I'm sorry. I totally peaked there. You made me laugh way too hard.
So she lives like an hour and a half away. So I drove to her place, picked her up. We went and actually she drove because I had driven all the way to her house. We did mini golf, and then we went out to eat at like Texas Roadhouse, and that place sucked really bad because the waiter came over probably 15 times in the hour we were there.
Did you throw a bunch of peanuts at people? That's
really
like the main
annoying.
attraction of that store.
Is 15 too much? Is that what you're saying?
That's so much.
Okay, yeah.
That's so much. Dude. It was like in the course of an hour. That's what, like every 5 minutes. Like it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like 2 different birthday songs that went on. One was right next to us, so it was like so loud. Actually, now that I think about it, they both were. It was bad. Like we couldn't talk. Like it was impossible.
Yeah.
So then we went, and I'm like, hey, can we just like drive somewhere to talk? So she drove us down like by the water, and there was like this nice walking trail. But instead, we stayed in the car and talked the whole time in like a parking lot, not facing the water, facing the opposite direction of the water, which didn't make much sense to me.
Romantically gazing into a dumpster as the raccoons.
Yeah, it was like
into the bottom.
It was like an industrial building in front of us, but like a beautiful sunset over the water behind us, and she had us face this way.
Beautiful.
Why didn't you suggest
So she was driving, man.
Hey,
I'm
baby,
letting
let's
her
turn this bus around.
I'm letting her fucking take the reins on that one.
Okay.
So yeah, there was that whole thing, and then we drove back to her house. I hugged her and I left. And then a couple of weeks later, we went on another date. This time she drove up to me, and then we went in my car to bowling and out to eat at a place that was way better. But there was a guy at the bar, these 2 guys, and they were super loud and ignorantly talking about like the Iranian-Palestinian conflict.
Oh, bars are the perfect place to talk about that, especially when you're super drunk.
It wasn't a bar though; it was a Texas Longhorns. Like it was like a steak place.
That's
They were at the
anywhere
bar.
where the word Texas is
and it was
involved.
at
That's
like
gonna happen.
it was at like 5:30. It wasn't like
AM.
It was like a happy hour, and so we did that, and then we went and got ice cream and drove down the road to. There's this big pond, and we watched the sunset there, sitting on benches, like
But
out
we
of
were
the
facing
car,
backwards, looking at the back of the
out
old
of
Toys
the
R
car,
Us.
at the pond. Like there was fish jumping, there were birds. It was like super
Oh,
romantic.
that does sound good.
That was a very nice date, but I never felt like any sort of a connection, you know, like romantically. I never wanted to kiss her or anything like that, so we didn't. And we talk like every day, every other day, but it's always just like, hey, how are you doing? How was your day today? That type of stuff. Yeah. It's like late stage dating like when you're already living together type
You've already skipped
conversations.
the honeymoon. You hit your peak when you're that first date and with that sunset behind you.
Pretty much. That's like it's what am I thinking?
I mean, to be honest though, like with the girl I'm dating right now, for the first like 6 months, 7 months, we conversed online, and I kind of didn't like it because it's just I get really annoyed with like the hey, how are you, and you know, checking up every day.
I like that. I have no issue with that, especially with the consistency. But like, my issue is that I didn't feel anything when we were in person.
I see.
And I asked a couple people, what do I do at this point? Do I just like, hey, I didn't feel anything, like we should stop talking? Do I need to go on another date? Like, at what point do I know like that's the cutoff? And I have some people saying, oh, you need to go out on a third date, and then if you don't feel anything, like cut it loose. Someone else like, if you didn't feel anything the first time, like fucking you're done. Second date's a little too much.
I don't know. I feel like if you're not feeling it like the first date, like why? Like, isn't that why you ask someone on a date? Because you're like already in that, like, oh, I'm interested. So now the date's like that sweet. And if the date goes great, then you're going to, like, it seems silly if you had to do 3 dates to figure out, do I like this woman? Mm-hmm. But maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I'm single.
But then I have to go back on the dating app, and
You just don't like the frustration of it.
I don't like the bots, man.
Yeah.
So many bots.
I'm not sure if that's an excuse or if that's like legit.
Nate,
at one point, I used to get botted all the time. I don't know why they don't bot me anymore, but I'm glad they've gone to Steve instead
There's
of me.
so many bots, Nate.
See, one thing I hate is that I'm in a relationship now, so
I
it's
hate
like
that too.
I hate yeah, because now you can't go on Tinder with us,
I
man.
hate that you're in a relationship.
Oh, damn it. Okay, no. I hate it because my perspective just like if you're in a relationship, you feel like you're in a not sense of superiority, but you feel like you can give advice. So like about a year ago,
What's your advice, Nate? Because I gave you so much advice a year ago.
that's my thing. You were in a relationship, I wasn't, and it was like the opposite dynamic. You're like, Nate, just go out there and try your best. Be you, be you.
Come on, Steve, just take that robot out on a date. Just give it a chance. Give it 3
Nick,
dates.
I tried, Nick. The robots were turning me down.
Man, no one's toasting you.
I was like, hey, do you know what the Turing test is? And it's like, I'm not a bot. I'm like, oh, that's a bot.
That's what a bot would say.
That
So
is what
what
a bot
is
would say.
your insight here? Teach us single men the way of the Pepin.
Well,
And then what's your Turing test so I can
so my best insight is to work somewhere where one of your colleagues has a sister who's single and, you know, is looking for a date, and have your colleague, you know, don't have them do it, but just have it so that your colleague is someone who's willing to hook up a date between you and the sister.
Okay.
This isn't as easy as
I
I thought.
think I can make that happen.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, well, I'm screwed.
it worked for me, so
Yeah. I have 5 people I work with, and most of them are dudes.
Nice.
And I don't think any of them have sisters. And we also travel so much. Like, that's the big thing for me is I'm everywhere. So I never can, like, commit to a girl. Like, I was in Austin for the last 9 months, and out of nowhere, poof, bam, back up in New Hampshire. In a week, I'm going who knows where. Actually, I'm going to Tennessee, then I'm going somewhere else. And I don't know where I'm going. Then I'm going to Asia. It's like, I'm never anywhere for more than, like, 3 months.
yeah.
That's the hard part.
You need to find yourself a good bot.
Yeah.
Because they'll be with you anywhere in the world. Nate, how do I weed out the bots?
Well, with bot repellent
Okay. And where would I purchase bot repellent?
store,
Which store, Nate?
Walgreens.
Okay. Specifically Walgreens brand bot repellent. And do I spray that on my phone, on my dick? Like, how do I repel these bots?
You spray into the charging port.
Into the charging port of my phone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's how it
I
works.
think that's how it goes. If I
We're
were
going to
to
stop at
recall.
Walgreens on the way back home. So, like, a Turing test, that's where you have a human and a bot, and then a human is talking to both at the same time and has to figure out which one is a bot and which one's a human. And if the bot passes the Turing test, it's because they're indistinguishable in conversation from a normal human being.
Or is that normal human being that was being subjected to test just an idiot and doesn't know how to talk like a normal person?
I mean, that's possible as well. But the thing is, the person who's trying to identify has to figure it out. And if they fail at it in a consistent manner, different people failing in different test situations, then that bot passes the Turing test.
Well, it goes a little bit beyond that though, because you don't have to have someone, figuring out if this is a bot or not. It could just be someone having a conversation with a bot and not realizing it's a bot. That happened to my grandfather one time. He got into like an argument with like a robocaller, and it's just an automated thing. And he got super mad at them. He talked to him for like 20 minutes, and he didn't know that was a bot on the other end. But that bot passed the Turing test. Even though my grandfather wasn't trying to test for humanity or not. Also, there's the anti-Turing test, which is where people try to detect the difference. So you'll have bots and you'll have humans, and the humans are trying to act like they're bots, and the person's trying to figure out which one's the human trying to act like a bot, or which one's the bot, just trying to act like a human, or a bot trying to act like a bot.
That's dumb. So what can I ask these quote unquote women to find out if they're really a human or if they're a bot? I need some help.
Give me your top 3 quotes from The Office.
Oh, that's a good one. But I feel like it would have to pass the bot that does all the Jeopardy.
No, because they don't put Watson on the bots that are on like Tinder and Bumble and all that crap. Those are just porn site bots. They're not intelligent. They're just like say hi. They say hi.
That's not always true, Nick.
At least the ones I've come across, they have that one pattern of conversation where it's like hello, blah blah blah, and then eventually it's that hey, check me out on this link or whatever, or oh, I never use this app. Hit me up here. I've never
they're not.
There's actually they actually
like
put
that.
smart bots on there where you can actually have conversations with them on Tinder.
Yes, dude, like for fucking days.
Oh shit! So maybe they're all bots that I have now because I always just looking for those telltale ones.
It's,
like, hey, click
those
my
are the,
website.
Those are the obvious ones where you're like, just send me the link, and then they send the link, and then you block them. Like those are the easy ones. I'm talking about the fucking deep fakes.
Oh shit! I've been faked deeply.
Well, I think my best advice, and this is based off browsing our Tinder a lot too, is you have to have witty conversations because it's hard to fake wit. I mean, it's always possible a bot can be witty, but not likely. So you have to have like multiple levels of sarcasm and irony and kind of humor. And a good way to do that, it's like with those like scenario questions, like would you rather, be at a desert island, be at a Walgreens in the line.
Pepin's good at this. Like he's got like research. Like I'm a member of our Tinder. I have a girlfriend for 12 years. And,
my question is, why do all of his examples come back to Walgreens?
Well, because I saw Walgreens earlier today. And
this episode sponsored by Walgreens. Yeah. Get your shit. Get rid of the bots.
This
come on down to Walgreens.
Season assisted by Walgreens.
Yeah. I mean, I do have to admit something though, Nick. I was jealous of you one time.
One time, is it when I had that cool roommate?
No.
His name was Steve?
No, not that time.
And it was this one, not the other one?
There's a time in college where you met this really hot girl.
Oh, I know which one.
She's so fucking hot. Like, this is like one of the hottest girls I've seen.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time.
And then you told me about how you fingered her, and I'm like, oh, man, I wanted some of that. And then I guess she broke up with you because she found out you're part of the zombie apocalypse thing.
Yes, it was that one. So there was many hot girls back in my good days. But yeah, no, she was a smoke show, and you could tell like she was like the popular kid, always the pretty kid. And there was this thing at UMO where it was like this. They had a fake zombie apocalypse where everyone was either a zombie or they ran around with Nerf guns shooting the zombies. And up until that point, she thought I was cool. We're hanging out. She thought I was a normal person. And then she discovered I was a nerd because I ran by with a giant sock wailing it at other zombies. And she's like, oh my God, this kid is a loser. And then that was it. But I tricked her for the first 3 times we did it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how was her pussy?
I don't really remember. She had a great rack.
That was very true. I remember that rack specifically.
Yes,
I don't remember any of this.
It was a very great rack, and
I remember the zombie thing.
This is weird because I remember once she brought her she had a gay best friend, and I was hooking up with her in her room, her dorm room, and he comes in. He's like, "Can I watch?" I was like, "No, get out of here!" Like, he was, I think, more interested in me than she was, and I really think she might have been just hooking up with me because he wanted to. Like, it was weird sometimes. He's just
Were you guys on Thriver or whatever?
No, we weren't. But he just tried to like come in the room when we were doing stuff. But then they found out I was a nerd.
And then you came in the room. God damn it! Somebody kill me, please.
Yeah, no, she was very hot, but she was definitely kind of an asshole.
Yeah, very.
Like I know you see, you're like, oh, I'm interested in this person. All of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, you see them run by flailing socks and shooting Nerf guns at people. I guess that's a good reason to question them.
Yeah. Oh, you also dated that girl for a little bit who had like the huge boobs.
Ah, yes, the other big boob girl. Yes.
Yeah. Like, I don't think she was that attractive, but she did have really big boobs.
She has a great body.
I think you said that. Oh, actually, you're right.
Because
Was
she was
a
a
dancer?
dancer and a cheerleader.
So
and-
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
Because
We still randomly talk and we still flirt a lot with each other. Like
Oh,
if she
really?
wasn't so far away from me, I'm sure we'd still be hooking up.
nice.
She's probably the only girl that Friends with Benefits has ever worked with where we're still really into each other, but we don't want to date, and we never get in those fights. Like, oh well, maybe we should date. I'm tired of just fucking you. Buy me dinner. I don't know. That's my best impression.
Good impression of
Yeah,
yourself.
she was. Yeah, she was much nicer. The other hot girl was just an asshole.
Yeah.
And because that girl, the dancer one, she would not have judged me. She would have thought I was cool that I was playing zombies. I was actually videotaping that. I wasn't actually in there. I was just running around with my camera following everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, that's that one time Nate was jealous when I fingered the hot girl.
So yeah. Steve, good luck. I'm gonna give you a
you.
the up here.
I appreciate that.
The tables have turned, and
Hey, can you? Okay, so
Nick,
I want
you
to.
duck.
I want to close this episode out with the pinnacle of dating apps. What I think everybody has taken away from dating apps as a whole. I need each of us to come up with our favorite office quote.
Oh my god, dude! It's what's weird. I met a girl on Bumble, and what we did is she came over to my house and we watched like the first 4 seasons of The Office. So I should know this. She was actually a really nice girl, and if I didn't move out of South Carolina, I probably would still be seeing her. And she played video games, so I was like sold. I was like, hot girl, video games, cool. Best office quote.
How the turntables have turned.
Nice. That's not one.
Yes, it is.
How the turns of table.
I thought it was how the turntables have turned.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to come up with a real one. I thought you were going to come up with a fake one and just improv something ridiculous.
No. I watched The Office.
Mine's Dwight, you ignorant slut.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was going to be the one with Kathy Bates, is where Dwight's texting her his resume one line at a time. She's like, these are costing me 99 cents. I'm roaming.
God, I can't think of any good ones. Like, I haven't watched it obsessively. The only time I really watched it was with that girl. I wasn't like taking notes. I mean, I have like seen bits, but I can't quote them word for word.
You just like say the obvious one, like no. I can't do the impression, but he just says no a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's yelling because Toby's back.
Oh fuck, Toby.
Toby.
Fuck Toby. Speaking of fuck Toby, this has been... We need to talk. Fuck, I said the words.
Hey everyone, it's Matt Sikoria from the Behavioral Observations Podcast. We provide stimulating talk for today's behavior analyst. But if you're not a behavior analyst, if you don't even know what a behavior analyst is, well, that's okay too, because we have lots of interesting things going on here at the podcast. We talk about all sorts of things related to behavioral sciences. So if you want to check it out and learn more about what this show is all about, you can go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcastnh.com. Thanks for checking it out.